All right, let's jump right in. What if I told you that one of the biggest secrets to a longer, healthier life was actually predicted, called out, decades before anyone even found it? Well, today we're going to dive into the incredible story of C60. It's this amazing molecule that connects a genius inventor, a Nobel Prize, and a lab accident that might just change, well, everything.
So think about this question for a second. It's not just some philosophical thought experiment, right? This was the actual driving force for a brilliant inventor. He had this beautiful idea of our planet as spaceship Earth. This one vessel we're all traveling on together through space. And his whole life's mission was to figure out how to make the ride better for every single person on board.
And this is the man himself, Buckminster Fuller. Most people just called him Bucky. Now, for Bucky, a word like integrity wasn't just some nice thing to say. No, sir. It was the absolute foundation, the bedrock of anything that was ever going to be truly successful. Didn't matter if you were building a dome or building a life.
Look at this list. The guy was a true Renaissance man, a world-famous writer, an inventor. You've definitely seen his geodesic domes, a futurist, a poet, a humanist. But beyond all those cool titles and inventions, he had this one single driving mission to make the world work for 100% of humanity. Not just for some of us, but for all of us.
So, Bucky had a ton of wild ideas and predictions. But there was this one from 1979 that was so far out there, so ahead of its time, that it's really only now that we're starting to catch up and see just how big a deal it really was.
And this is where the story gets kind of mind-blowing. Look at this timeline. In 1979, Bucky predicts a very specific kind of carbon molecule. 4 years later, in '83, he passes away. And then, get this, just 2 years after that, in 1985, scientists officially discover the exact molecule he was talking about. How crazy is that? He was so close to seeing it happen.
And listen, this wasn't some vague Nostradamus-style prediction either. No way. He was incredibly specific about it. He actually told a friend, and I'm quoting here, "Although it has not yet been discovered, this molecule has to exist. It will be used in medicine." Wow. So he didn't just predict the what, he predicted the why. He saw its purpose from the very beginning. So when the scientists finally discovered this thing, they did something really cool. They honored the man who saw it coming. They named the whole new class of molecules Buckminsterfullerene. And the C60 molecule itself got this awesome nickname, the Buckyball. And this was a big deal because the guys who discovered it, they went on to win the Nobel Prize for it.
But wait, the story gets even wilder. It turns out this Nobel Prize-winning molecule wasn't just something cooked up in a lab. In 1992, they found C60 out in the wild, hiding in this 600-million-year-old mineral deposit in Russia. So this stuff has been here all along.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got a prediction from a genius, a Nobel Prize-winning discovery, and we even found it in nature. But the real twist, the part of the story that just blows the doors off everything, didn't happen until 2012. And it all started with a simple, routine test to answer one question. Is this C60 stuff toxic?
The experiment itself was pretty straightforward. The researchers set up 3 groups of lab rats. The first group just got water. The second group got plain olive oil. And the third group? They got C60, but dissolved in that same olive oil. Now remember, the whole point of this was to see how much C60 it would take to be harmful. But what they found, well, it was the exact opposite of harmful.
The results were just astounding. After 58 months, the rats in the water group and the olive oil group, they had all lived out their normal lives and passed away. But the C60 group, every single one, was still alive. The toxicity test was a total flop. They couldn't find a toxic dose. But in failing, they stumbled onto what looked like a genuine miracle for longevity.
Just look at this chart. The difference is absolutely staggering. The control rats, they lived a normal lifespan. But the C60 rats, their lifespan was just off the charts. It was unbelievably longer.
So how much longer are we talking about? A jaw-dropping 90%. Let that sink in. A 90% longer lifespan. And maybe even more incredible, they lived out those extra long lives completely tumor-free. A result like this, it was totally unheard of in the scientific community. So you're probably asking, how on earth is this possible? Well, the key is a word you've probably heard a million times, antioxidant. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine you have these things called free radicals in your body, and they're like tiny little rust spots, causing damage and aging to your cells over time.
Well, antioxidants are the things that go in and clean up that rust, protecting your cells and keeping them healthy.
Okay, but here's the kicker. C60 isn't just another antioxidant, it's believed to be the most powerful antioxidant ever discovered, period. And its potential seems to go way beyond just longevity. We're talking about studies where it's reversed symptoms of ALS in rats, stopped the HIV virus from replicating, and even destroyed cancer cells. The list of what this molecule might be able to do is it's almost hard to wrap your head around.
Now there is a catch. How you prepare it is absolutely crucial. The best analogy I've heard is like putting sugar in iced tea. If it just clumps up at the bottom of the glass, it's not really doing anything, right? But when you stir it and it dissolves completely, the whole drink is sweet. It's the exact same idea with C60. When it's properly dissolved and dispersed in an oil, its power, what scientists call its bioactivity, goes up by thousands of times.
And that brings us right back to where we started, back to Bucky Fuller and his dream for everyone on Spaceship Earth. We have this molecule that he predicted, something that's been shown to dramatically extend life in a lab, and it just might be the most powerful antioxidant known to man. So the question we're all left with is a big one. What could this incredible discovery really mean for all of us?